I'm going to do the director's cut of the Incessant movie. I am the sound engineer, so I'm going to focus especially on sound. The music non-diegetic used for the entire film, it is called Air Pollute by Kevin MacLeod. It creates a spooky, suspenseful, and dense environment related to genre and setting. We have the sound of a wolf. Emil is breathing heavily and he's trying to insert a coin. There is a close-up shot of his hand. When the coin falls, we put an ideal angle and a close-up shot of all the coins in the floor. The second shot of the coins gives us clues about the loot. In this scene, Felipe is chasing Emilio. We have a two-shot eye-level angle to display them both sprinting at the same rhythm. The movement is tracking and was done from inside a moving car because it was easier to follow them. When Felipe tackles Emilio, we put a foley sound of an elbow punch. Then we do a close-up shot of Felipe's face to exhibit his wound and facial expression. There's an extreme close-up shot of his bloody, shaky hand while he breathes heavily and full of anger. This scene makes the movie more realistic. Emilio appears from the darkness and crashes against the tree, shakes the leaves and creates a sound. With the close-up, we show his exhausted face. Recording the floor and the steps of Emilio, foley sound of splash done with a shoe hitting the pond. Emilio running tries to open the door, but he can't, so the audience feels worried about him. We make the sound of the knob and we manage light very well. We point the white light directly at him so we can make the shadow effects. The scene was created with 3 different videos for the audience to see us running from different perspectives. The shot used are long and medium shot, close-up shot for the shadow, the camera movements are tracking and panning. Places his bloody hand in the white wall to make a big contrast. This scene makes the feel more frightening and authentic. In real life, the killer wouldn't care about staying in the wall, and in the movie as well. Slams the door, leaving another red handprint. This makes it more realistic. Then he returns and there's a close-up shot to show his angry and desperate injured face. Tries to find a hiding place, but he can't. Light is always pointing at him. Repetition in the phrase, "Where are you hiding?" Foley sound. Low straight shot of his feet, Emilio falls firmly, smashing the floor. Imitation of a scary movie night camera for people to connect with this and get more scared. It has a long shot to show the place of the fighting scene. Emilio infiltrates and runs toward the chimney. Felipe enters fiercely with confidence and yells, "Where are you?" Walks with sturdy steps through the same path, letting know the audience that they are going to meet. Heavy breathing and then light turns on with foley of a switch. When the light turns on, we don't show Felipe's body, only his hand and the reflex of light on the glass. Fight scene is about to start. We try to make it as real as possible. There are camera movements like arcing, panning, and shots like 2, medium at the beginning, close-up, and long at the end. I tilted the device in every punch for the audience to get in and feel the impact. Foley sounds were used for every punch. At the end, I had to fall on the floor and record Emilio running. This low angle was used to show his superiority for winning the fight. Emilio hits Felipe against the wall with a Foley sound, fake blood in the wall. Emilio hits Felipe with a beer bottle in his head. There's a flow sound as well. We show the broken glass and then Felipe's head with blood. We tilt the camera and present the bottle which killed him in the hand of Emilio. Close-up shot of his face to show his wounds and scared expression for killing someone. The car arrives and we use panning. Riley, or Man 3, is kicked out of the car because she cheated on her boyfriend. In this moment, we introduce the new character. The yelling and cursing is a Foley sound Emilio recorded. Is tracking towards Riley in a close-up shot of her face. The purpose of this shot is to show that she's confused, scared, and disorientated because her boyfriend dumped her and she doesn't know what to do. There is a craning movement to record her walking sadly and without a course. The high angle is to make her look inferior. As Emilio pulls Felipe, a blood trace is created. We recorded this with panning and a low shot. Tracking of Emilio towards the fridge has a slow and lazy walk because he's tired and worried. In this scene, Riley started with the camera. I was beneath the table, and when Riley reached it, she passed the camera to me and I continued with the same path. For the movie, we used a lot of small videos and scenes put together. We played with the shots, angles, and movements to create the effect we wanted of the audience. Natural sound of the bottle and lid falling. Emilio drinks the beer and then he sits in the table. The movement used here is panning at eye level. Emilio sits down on top of the broken glass. We used the Foley sound for him not to get hurt and for sound to be louder. The scene is very impacting because it's dark, there's blood in the wall, and the character seems careless about everything, even his butt. Talks to himself, internal dialogue. Point of view of the beers inside the fridge. This has an effect on the audience because it's a very unique and rare shot and it makes you see things in another perspective. This shot is perfect because we can see the beer's behavior, Emilio opening the fridge and his facial expression. Monologue of Emilio outside the house. Use tracking movement. He just killed someone and he doesn't want to go to jail. He believes he's a good man, so he doesn't deserve it. He's very angry because he'll need to abandon his life and family. His reaction can affect the audience strongly by creating empathy towards him. The taxis part can be humorous for some people. Bottle flying over Riley's head and then a sound. We couldn't throw a bottle, so we threw a black shoe and we put a folio of the bottle hitting a hard surface. There's a long shot from the back with low angle used to show the bottle's trajectory and Riley's body. There is a strong light that contrasts with the shoe. Team shot of Riley show her crouching above the tree and also her expression. Had to be on the tree because she's very scared and doesn't want to get caught. Over shoulder high angle shot to display all the characters of the same scene in their respective positions. In this part we see the man very far away but Riley is very close to the camera, so we get in her shoes. We also accompany her because we're behind and we're watching the same violent episode. Heavy breathing of Felipe shot along his arm to create a feeling of death and also point at the silhouette of Riley. Camera points Emilio, then Riley, follow sound of shovel. Felipe's corpse is rolled down the hill. We used a high angle and a dark background to represent his loss forever in an eternal loop. He is yelling to himself, no one can know. If Riley calls the police, they would catch Emilio, so he's trying to prevent. Both are running down the hill. Emilio is now chasing Riley to death. In this scene there's a medium shot, panning and a low angle which converts into a high angle. They appear from the darkness so the audience feels intrigued and confused about the place. Music becomes more panicking, trips with a wire and continues running. Close-up shot of Riley saying, a phone booth with a lot of excitement. Black screen, Foley sound of coins, and the same owl sound to represent the loop. As you saw, there's a lot of action but few sounds. For non-diegetic sound we have the music and some Foleys, for example the broken bottle. There is no narrator or voiceovers. For diegetic sound we have dialogue which can be swearing, short monologues, and open questions, or natural sounds which are amplified with Foleys. The music tells you it's a chasing scene, even though it's not so intense. It also gives you some clues that the loop repeats forever. The music in the credits is called Night Call by Kavinsky. Finally, we have the acknowledgements and special thanks.